Hello, air signs. This is for my air signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. The week of April 27th through the 3rd, brought to you by yours truly, the Southern Sorceress. I am going to try to start making a regular day when I post these, probably on Mondays, Magic Mondays. Just a little Magic Monday. Is it manic? I don't know. I'm manic, maybe. Yeah, so this is your weekly read, the 27th through the 3rd. Y'all's is particularly interesting, so let's get into that. So for your oracle cards, you have acceptance, purity, fear, peace in reverse, and creation. Individuality, understanding, and the high priestess of fire. The tarot cards, you have the Four of Cups, the Four of Swords, the Devil, King of Wands, Queen of Wands, the Emperor, the Knight of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. I have to note there is hella fire energy in here. So either y'all are super fired up, you either have some really strong placements of fire in your chart, or you're dealing with some fire signs pretty deeply, it seems. Especially with the King and Queen of Wands being here, I do sense that y'all could be involved romantically with some fire signs. Hella Aries energy with the Emperor here. But let me go back to something that seemed, it kind of stuck out to me. The acceptance, fear, individuality, and understanding. I feel like a lot of you have faced adversity pretty hard in your life. Maybe even right now you could be kind of afraid of going back into the world, even though you feel trapped. Like, look at this. I always call y'all my little songbirds. And you want to escape and go out and meet people. One of my best friends is an air sign, and he said, sometimes I go to Target because it's my nightclub, and I fell out when he told me that. So even though I know socially, externally, like I know that you kind of derive energy a lot of times from being around other people, I think there is some kind of fear that's instilled as well, revolving around some kind of adversity. I feel like you might have been, I can't come up with words when I do this, beat up or talked down to or held down, suppressed, borderline attacked for who you are in the past. And yeah, I feel like you might be kind of nervous to be your full self when everything resumes, or maybe just in general. Maybe there has been kind of a disruption in your peace because people don't understand you. But there might be, it could go both ways. Maybe there is something that you don't, I just saw something. Maybe there's something you don't understand in other people, and there's some kind of like middle ground that you can meet in. And if this is really resonating, of course, comment, let me know. But I think it might be really beneficial and kind of up to you to be the bigger person, or to start a movement with all this fire and kind of bring a sense of understanding to people. Look at this card. I think that's beautiful. And I think this not only pertains to you, but a lot of things right now. And I really do appreciate kind of the sense of community that has come out after this fear. It was kind of this weird progression. With this purity here, I think that there's something, like you just want to go back to basics almost, or you wish that people could see that you have pure intentions. Maybe with the Devil here, you used to be addicted to something, codependent, or maybe you had some negative toxic traits that you're trying to cleanse, and you fear that people won't believe you when you come back out of this, that they're not going to see the real you and the skin that you've shed. And that's probably why you have the Four of Cups and the Four of Swords here, which is kind of about a complacency and something really being on pause, and really kind of needing to take a break, gather ideas, and then go out. With the Emperor here, I really just love this image. So if you see how, I don't know if you can see it, this person with the sword, the Knight of Swords, is, it looks like he's trying to run and cut his head off, and I love it. So there might be somebody that's really narcissistic or controlling to you, or kind of shoots down your ideas, just standing in the way and making things difficult. It could even be yourself. There's a lot of stubbornness in this. So I feel like either you are feeling this energy, this fire, and you just want to off with their head and come for this person, or you want to shed that part of yourself and move from this darkness, this fear, and back into purity. Just start with a clean slate. I think, was it the earth signs that also had creation? I feel like with this being next to the Peace in reverse, that there is something that you can create, especially with writing. Yeah, I'm looking at these scrolls here. Maybe some kind of movement or a blog or a petition, maybe even just normal crafting, whatever. But there's something I sense in you that needs to be kind of created or talked about, that is really going to kind of bring us together, like that acceptance picture, the hands coming together. How can we meet in the middle, the balance between the dark and the light? Advice cards. So these last three were the advice cards. In addition to the Emperor and the Knight of Swords, you also have the Nine of Wands, which is about perseverance. So as advice coming from the Emperor, I feel like I'm getting two things. Either you need to budge a little bit and kind of not be stubborn and be open to being the bigger person, or you really need, like, this is the time to really stand your ground. It could even be a mixture of both if you do it in the right way. The Knight of Swords is clearly about action. This is something coming in fast. You're like ready to bust up out of somewhere and do something about it. And then the Nine of Wands, this is perseverance. This is pushing through. It's going through a shit show. It's going through the ringer and coming out and, like, you know, being really hesitant to move forward, but you got it. You know, yes, you went through a battle. Yes, you might have been torn down in some way, but I think you're ready to cleanse all of that negative energy, you know, both what people have cast at you and what you feel about yourself. And you're rising up as this King or Queen of Wands with this motivation and this energy and this power and, yeah, just this hot, sexy, fiery passion, essentially. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next week. Let's see if this actually works.